Hello, I'm Waterstones Children's Laureate Joseph Coelho, and I love poetry, and I think you can love poetry too. Today I'm going to show you how to make your very own mini notebook using just one sheet of paper. You don't need scissors and you don't need glue. We are going to make our very own mini poetry book. First of all, we need to fold the paper in half. So I'm folding it in half like so. So I've just folded that sheet in half and I'm running my nails down the crease to make sure that crease is nice and sharp. I'm then going to fold it in half again. So I'm folding it in half twice in one direction, running my nails along the crease to make sure they're as sharp as possible. And then when I unfold the piece of paper, we're left with 4 columns. I'm going to fold it in half again, but this time lengthways. So I'm bringing the top up to the bottom, making sure the corners touch, running my nails along the crease. And I'm going to fold it in half again, bringing the bottom up to the top, running my nails along the crease. So by folding it in half in both directions twice, I'm left with 16 rectangles. Now to make this into a book with pages we can open, we need to cut or tear along these lines here. I'm going to mark those lines with a dotted line just to make it very clear where we are tearing or ripping. I'm going to rip mine because you don't need scissors, like I said before, to do this mini notebook. But if you want to be very, very neat, you can use scissors, and that's absolutely fine. You don't have to do a dotted line like I'm doing here. This is purely as a guide so we can all see where we are tearing or cutting the paper. So you can see my dotted line there. I'm now going to fold it in half again, and I'm going to tear down this line here. And because we've made sure that those creases are nice and sharp, it tears quite easily. So that's the first tear done. I shall open up the sheet and then fold it in the other direction so that we can tear down these 3 lines here. One tear, 2 tears, and 3 tears. And when we open it out, we're left with what looks like a window with some window shutters. I'm going to put the paper down and I'm going to open up all of the shutters, folding them right back like a window on a hot summer's day with all the shutters open. So I've folded those shutters back. I'm now going to put the paper down with the shutters face down. So now it looks like a frame. And I'm going to fold the bottom up. I'm going to fold the top down. I'm going to fold the top down again. So we're left with a single strip. Now, pinching it between my fingers, I'm going to push the 2 ends together and make a little mouth like that. So I'm going to keep going until the centers touch. And as you can see, it's starting to look a bit like a book already. Now all you need to do is close the book up. You can close it downwards or upwards, it doesn't matter. I'm going to close mine downwards, making sure all the creases are tight and just closing the covers of my book. And there we have it. There is a mini notebook. Having a notebook of your own is very important for a writer. It's even more important to carry it with you wherever you go, because you never know when an idea for a poem might hit. And now that you know how to make a mini notebook from a single sheet of paper, you can create a notebook whenever you need one. I always have a notebook nearby. I even keep it by my bed at night so that if an idea for a poem comes at night, I can stick it in my book. In this little notebook, we are going to put some tiny poems, some one-word poems. So Let's give our book a front cover. You can use different colour pens, pencils, felt tips, crayons. I'm going to call my book Joe's Book of Mini Poems, but you can give your book any title you like. Joe's Book of Mini Poems, and I'm going to put poems in big letters and underline poems several times. And I've got some different coloured pens, so I'm going to highlight Joe's book in orange, and I've got some pink here, and I will highlight mini poems in pink. Just like that. I'm sure yours will look much better than mine. You might call it the tiny poem book, or beware, minuscule poems inside. Make it as bizarre as you like. It's your book and you're the boss. Now we have to put some tiny poems inside. Did you know that you can write a poem with one word? Well, you can. There is a trick to it. The trick is to have a long title. So if you have a long title like The Sad Tale of a Fly, you can write a one-word poem. So this is my title, The Sad Tale of a Fly. That's my long title, and I'm underlining it. And my one word for that poem is splat. And that's what I've written in my book of mini poems. You can copy that one too if you like to get you started. I'm going to put the title on one page like I've done here, and the one word on the opposing page, so that on each page I will have a title, then the individual word, making my book of mini one-word poems. Let's think of another long title. The Day I Ate Macaroni. The Day I Ate Macaroni and avocado with custard, ice cream, and fish eggs. That's a very long, disgusting title, and I'm underlining the lines there. What would your one word be for that title? Maybe tell the person next to you. Tell someone sitting behind you, in front of you. Tell someone in your family. Tell your pet. There is no right or wrong. The answer could be anything that comes to mind. You might say yuck, or you might say yum, or you might say disgusting. Lots of different words can work. That's what I like about one-word poems. Lots of words can work for the same title. Copy the title into your little book and write your own one word for it. And remember, if you need more time, you can always pause the video. What other long titles could we have? How about The Day I Smelt a Toilet, the Dustbin, and My Brother's Feet? Or Jumping from a Plane Without a Parachute? I bet you guys can think of even better titles. You can base them on my titles, changing some of the words to make them your own. Or you could do something totally different. Remember, these are titles for your own one-word poems, and you are the boss. That's the Poetry Power Up sound, which means it's time for an extra challenge for your poem. You can turn your one-word poems into longer poems by repeating them like this. The day I smelt a dustbin, vomit. The day I smelt a dustbin, yuck. The day I smelt a dustbin, disgusting. The day I smelt a dustbin, smelly. The title then becomes a repeating phrase or a refrain in your poem, and you can repeat it as many times as you like because it's your poem and you're the boss. Just remember to have fun and smile as you write.